Hello and welcome to another tutorial. I have finally managed to get the audio, I hope, going in nice and clean. I'm going to have to check it after recording this just to make sure, but I think it should be good from now on. So today we're going to be looking at how we can go about making a pentacle. Like one of those star shape thingies. And this is kind of a way of cheating at making one, because normally it'd be quite a topologically complex thing to make. But because we have cycles, we can kind of cheat a bit. So I'm just going to go ahead and find my snap cursor to center, just to go ahead and center my cursor. Then I'm going to go ahead and add a circle, and I want to add this circle with only 5 vertices, because that will give us a pentagon, which is what we want to use to start off this kind of cheating process that we're gonna do. So what we can do is, if we just make a face at each of these, or press F to make an edge rather at each of these vertices, we can go ahead and make up our star shape like that. And what we can just do to this is we can just very quickly add on a skin modifier and hit Control A. If we tab back into edit mode, we can hit Control and A with all of those selected just to bring that in. And because we're using cycles, if we go ahead and tick into our cycles rendering engine and go over to rendered view, it will render out okay. Now the reason this won't render out in the Blender rendering engine, if I just go ahead and scale it up some and change our rendering engine to Blender render, is because this produces a phenomenon called Z-fighting, which we can see here, which is where when you have two overlapping faces that are in precisely the same geometrical space, it produces a rendering error, and we can see that there. But there is also a cheat for that. If you want to render this out with Blender, there is a cheat that we can go ahead and do to make it work to some degree. What we can do is we can just take any faces that are overlapping and just edge them down some, so they're not overlapping anymore. Now this doesn't actually give us the clean topology we would want in a model, but it will once I've just gone ahead and edged all of these down a little bit. Now I'm not going to go ahead and do the more messy ones out here, but the same process should work. Perhaps I'll do one of the ones down here. So I'm just going to move that bit up a little bit. And then maybe bring those down. Just to create a point where we don't have any of that fighting topology. want to go back into the camera view and render that out, we can see that that's gone ahead, and even though it's not as clean as we would want, it's kind of made a fix to make it look a little bit more realistic and just get rid of that irritating Z-fighting that we have there. Anyway, thank you for watching and goodbye.